Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Remember, you have greatness inside of you. Welcome back to another AB Daily News with your hockey coach, Guru Coach Frenchy. Today, episode number 227. We have the menu coach today. First of all, a resume of the first half season of the Montreal Canadiens. Then, Montreal Canadiens, some problem. Then I'm going to talk about the AB news and some update. And finally, some news about the Montreal Canadiens prospect for the Memorial Cup. But before we start, we invite you, don't forget to click on the like, subscribe to our Canadian show, and leave me a comment about this episode. Let's dive in and talking about the first subject of the day. My first subject of the day, guys, is about the resume of the first half of the season of the Montreal Canadiens. Let's see the graphic here. First of all, after 41 game last year, they were 8-26-7. This year, 16-22-3. Last year, 23 points. This year, 35 points. Goal for 89 goal last year, 109 goal this season, and finally, goal again, pretty even, 154 and 156. This is compared the year under Dominic Charm and this year with Martin St. Louis. So what we learn from those numbers, guys, on the positive side, they got more W, honestly, double from 8 to 16. They have more points, plus 12 compared from last season, 23 to 35. And finally, they score more goal under Martin St. Louis over plus a 20 goal for the first half of the season. Now, what we like on the positive side in the beginning of the season is the rookies as the defensemen. We talk about Coley, Jacky, Harris, three rookies. You can add on now Barrett, but honestly, the trio was there since the beginning of the season. The player Sean Monahan make a big impact for the Montreal Canadiens on the special team second line, and you can see we missing really him right now for the Montreal. Finally, the goaltender. I think the month of the October and November, Jake Allen and Samuel Montembeault did very well. Montreal should have at least 4 to 6 more losses since the beginning of the season without their performance. And finally, Gerbidak, the reunion of Gerbidak on the first line with Ski and Caulfield make that line unbelievable during the month of November. Now, the negative side on this one, guys. The goal, again, they are plus 2. So they gave more goal compared from last year for 154. They're now 156. This is the second worst in the Montreal Canadiens franchise. They gave many goals in the first half of the season. Then you have the key injuries making a big impact. I'm talking about David Savard at some point. Jordan Manson at the beginning of the season. Mike Madison, he barely played game with the Montreal Canadiens. We can go with Gallagher, and the list is growing with Jonathan Drouin and many others. There was a really key important players during the first half of the season. Then the passenger. We know what I'm talking about. The Drouin at some point, the Mike off, we talk about that enough at some point. Joel Armia, Pesada, not better. Pitlick, not better. And I can go like with the passenger, where they don't always give the full engagement night after night, game after game. Now, I want to talk about the surprise of this season so far. For me, is the duo Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield. Remember, guys, last year, Cole Caulfield have only 1 goal, 7 assists at the first half of the season. This year, he's already have 23 goals. Nick Ski last year have 24 points the first half. He have right now 32 points. So you can see the improvement of both of them. That's make the reason why the Montreal have 20 more goals this year on the first half. Now, my second surprise for me is Kaden Coley. Have an amazing, great first half for the Montreal Canadiens until he got hurt, unfortunately, with a collision with Alexandre Barkov. Coley was, for me, the best rookie for the Montreal Canadiens since the beginning of the season. And you can see without him, the defensive Montreal struggled more and more, unfortunately. And then Albert Jacky from Costco, from the OHL, from the Memorial Cup, to the rookie camp, to the training camp, and now for the season. This is the best story and the Montreal Canadiens behind Coley, and of course the performance of Suzuki Caulfield. So honestly, Albert Jacky brings something unicorn for the Montreal Canadiens. Obviously for the Montreal Canadiens, guys, that gave too many goals. And this is related to the defensive structure concept for Martin St. Louis in the beginning of the season. Jake Allen and Samuel Montembeau maybe changed the way where they should got more loss. But again, they really struggle on the defensive zone coverage. Then the special team, the power play jumping from 13.1 to 14.5, a little bit light. But their defensive zone coverage on the PK is really bad. They struggled since the beginning of the season. In month of December, guys, there was only 56% on the PK. And you cannot win any game like this. This was the biggest problem for the Montreal Canadiens is the special team. Now, I could go with the one player at a time, a report card for each one of them. I want to go more in general for the HABS Daily News. Don't forget the next HABS Browns, your Sunday rendezvous with Marco Larabie and Karen Haynes. We're going to go deeper about the first half of the Montreal Canadiens, and we're going to look about the second half for the Montreal Canadiens. As I want to sharing my thinking about the first half of the Montreal Canadiens. This concludes, guys, my first subject of the day. Let's dive in for the second subject. My second subject, guys, is about the Montreal Canadiens big problem. I did some search the last couple hours to look at about the Montreal Canadiens, what is all about since the beginning of the first half of the season, including Martin St. Louis, the direction, and the players. Here, my thinking about this one. There are too many rookies to develop at the same time, I believe. When you develop 1 or 2, it's great. But when you develop 5, 6 players, it's not easy. Look, my graphic we have here. Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield, Kirby Doc, Caden Cooley, Jacky, Jordan Harris, and Juraj Slavkovsky. And that's not including Kovacevic, like he's playing the first full year in NHL. You can see their point and their TOI per game they played so far this year. But when you put all together, guys, it's not easy to have 7, 8 rookies in the lineup night after night and then practice after practice to really give focus on them. It's not easy at the end of the day. And it is what it is. But at some point, it would be better for the Montreal Canadiens to have only 2 and 3 and really work with them more deeper. Now, the next problem I want to bring to you guys is about the development over the winning. But coach, you talk about this a lot. Martin St. Louis, December 15. Remember, after the press conference, I don't have video on this one. He said, we're really focused on the development. Red flag, why? But here's what's happening, guys. The players don't want to hear development. They all players, they compete. This is their DNA. They don't play hockey just to developing. It's not a hockey school, right? It's about winning. This is all about. They play to win. This is their first priority, is the first goal they have. When Martin St. Louis said it's about development, it ended up make happiness inside the locker room. Why? Because you split the locker room different ways. The veterans versus the rookies. And this, I don't say the locker room in Montreal Canadiens is negative or bad or they're bad apple, everything like that. But you can see now the split between both. The rookies want to develop. The veterans want to win. Now, of course, they have players and the veterans say, wait a minute, rookies. Wait a minute, Martin St. Louis. Why I'm going to pushing myself everywhere? I'm not part of the future. I'm not to be a part of the Montreal Canadiens maybe after the trade deadline. And this is the biggest problem for the Montreal Canadiens. They don't have the same goal anymore between development versus the winning. The rookies about developing, repetition. It's about the veterans, about winning. Whatsoever the rookie want to win. But when you have the staff management and you have the Martin St. Louis says about developing, we have a disconnection again about the first priority or the first goal of the team. I never play hockey mean to develop. I play hockey to win. I play card to win. I do prediction to win. It's who we are. It's any player play in any sport, in anything you do in life, you want to win. You know, they're only for develop, that's okay. So I think that message does not do well. Martin St. Louis said this December 15. Look, the record of Montreal Canadiens. There are too many player guys and not in the plan. What are you talking about? But Montreal Canadiens patched a lot of old this year. And Montreal Canadiens are, for the next 3 years, they're rebuilding. But when you have players like Hoffman, Dadonov, and you know what I'm talking about, and they know they are not a part of the future, their mindset, mentality is not there anymore. How can you unify a team together and to play for one thing, to win as a group together? One, maybe 9 of them are not part of the future. It's not easy. So Martin Saint-Louis is right now trying to balance between the winning development, and since he said that, it's really hard to repair his statement to change him from development to winning. And this is what the problem happening right now with the Montreal Canadiens. Then I will add one more, the lack of leadership inside a Montreal Canadiens. They never find new one. Send Price, Weber, Perry, Stahl left. Oh, we have Savard, Edmondson, Gallagher, but not at the same level like Weber, Price, Perry, and Stahl. They're 35 years old and older, been in NHL for 18 years, 17 years. They've been for the roller coaster from the top to the bottom, right? With some adversity, some challenge. They don't have this inside the locker room. I will give you a great example what I want to explain to you. Brody Tkachuk came in the NHL, guys, 5 years ago. Since he came with Ottawa Senator, they completely rebuild. And they bring a lot of punch of the young players all together. They never make the playoff. And look like this year, they're not going to make the playoff. The miss of the piece of the puzzle of Ottawa Senator is they don't surround themselves with the leadership. Now they bring this year Claude Giroux. That's a good one over there. But they should bring more in the past. One after 2 years, 3 years, they should bring those kind of players like Claude Giroux. My point I want to bring to you because of Ottawa, Montreal Canadiens, starting next year, they cannot bring 4 or 5 rookies. They have to bring maybe max 2 rookies. They need to bring leadership inside the locker room. The style of Claude Giroux, they need to sign UFA. They want to change in the culture of go from losing game to the winning game. If not, it will never work. It will look exactly what Ottawa tried to do, and Montreal is going to suffer a long term. Like Caulfield and Zuski don't want to wait until 28 years old to try to win with the Montreal Canadiens a 5-6 year. I think for me, you need to understanding for the management of Montreal Canadiens to merge both at the same time next year. Bring 1, 2, 3 veterans inside the team, and that will help in the Montreal Canadiens. When I said veterans, about 32, 35 years old, but a big name, one can score, can helping, could be on defensive, it could be on offensive. I think we need to find those kind of players to add for the Montreal Canadiens. It bring only 1, 2, max 3 rookies. That would be my philosophy or my suggestion I will bring to the Montreal Canadiens if I was a part of the team. Obviously, I'm not, but I just want to share my opinion. But I would like to hear from you. What do you think about my suggestion about this big problem? So this concludes, guys, this subject. Let's move on now for my last subject of the day. My last subject of the day, guys, very quickly. First of all, the Montreal Canadiens news. They return Anthony Richard to the Laval Rockets. Now they play only with 12 forward at this moment. Then the next one is about Jake Allen. He's going to be on reevaluate every single day this week. We'll see what it look like. And pay attention, guys. The Montreal Canadiens are really strange. When you said it's maybe reevaluate daily, see what it look like. Remember, they did the same thing with Gallagher. Gallagher missed over 15 games. They did the same thing with Monahan. Monahan right now is 6 weeks. They did the same thing with Madison. Madison missed over 2 months. And I can go all the way like this. Allen, is it few days, few weeks, month? We don't know. That's what Montreal are really not great about to report their injuries. My next thing is about the Montreal Canadiens Prospect Memorial Cup. What are you talking about, Coach? First of all, Montreal Canadiens have a lot of players playing the junior Canadian Hockey League this year. Then we have players could possibly go to the Memorial Cup. Some of them got traded a couple of days ago. Let's start with Davidson, play right now with the Saddle Thunderbird and the WHL, maybe the best team Canadian right now as a junior. Owen Beck cut trade from Mississauga to Peterborough. Another team is solid in the OHL. Kidney cut trade from Acadie to Gatineau. Gatineau is a solid team in the QM. Mayu play for the London Knight, another top 5 team in OHL, like Rower with Ottawa 67. And finally, Joshua Roy with Sherbrooke, one of the best team in QM. So many prospect Montreal Canadiens could play in the Memorial Cup next year. And then remember, last year, Cooley and Aberjakai and Jan Mizak played during the Memorial Cup 2022. This guy conclude all my subject I have for you for this episode. Here we go, guys. Another episode, a little bit longer again, but I want to bring some information about the resume of the Montreal Canadiens first half, and then a couple of big problems I can see right now with the Montreal Canadiens. The next couple of videos, I'm going to talk to you about what is next for the second half of the Montreal Canadiens. But until then, we want to remind you, please don't forget to click on the like, subscribe to our Canadian channel show, and leave me a comment about this episode. And remember, you have greatness inside of you, and I wish you an amazing, blessing day, everybody.